Mrs. Madikizela Mandela, what did you think of Winnie the Opera, both generally and specifically on how it portrays you?
Extremely happy about it, and I was glad I refused to read the script, and I refused to be told in advance what was going to be portrayed of me, because I wanted it as an honest evaluation of the journey we have traveled, and it is an honest portrayal, and I'm very happy about it. It is not doctored, it is as it was.
Quite a risk, though, for you. Were you a little bit worried before you came, a little anxious?
What were you worried about?
No, were you worried about how you were going to be portrayed?
Not at all, not at all. I've never worried about that. We fought a just war, and in a war there are casualties, and the portrayal of those situations which result in those tragic events are not always, the reports are not always balanced, and I've learned to live with that. I've learned to live with a lot of distortions in my life, and this is the first one I am so proud of, that it tells the truth as it was.
Does Winnie the Opera, when it shows us Brandfort, torture, and Soweto back then, does it take you in your mind on a journey? In other words, does the opera do its job and show what was going on in your mind?
It actually reduced me to tears. I was glad there was no camera focusing on me. And my daughters too wiped away a few drops of tears, because it was a total portrayal of what truly happened in those unfortunate years in our dark history.
Please tell me whether you could recommend Winnie the Opera as an important work for anyone interested in South African history.
As a matter of fact, you know, one gets taken up when one is just called upon to make those remarks. I had meant to say, I truly pray God that you will be given enough resources. The people who are behind this will be given enough resources to do this with other political figures. There is so much wealth of history in this country that could be portrayed like this, and I am extremely proud of the fact that it is a black man who has interpreted our struggle through opera. And we never knew, we never understood this opera, because from our previous painful past, it was a white thing. And we never dreamt that one day we could sit in a theater of this nature and watch the interpretation of anyone's life through a theater and through opera. I think they have done an amazing job. I cannot give them enough accolades.
Does it also please you generally that the arts in this country now are turning to address such important political pieces in our history?
I am one of the leaders who are walking so tall after viewing this, because it is one of the best forms of transformation of our society. And we never dreamt, I personally never dreamt that we could be this advanced in our democracy, in our trying to level the playing fields of the past. And this takes us 10 steps further to show the world that we are part of the international community. And what I used to say in my speeches during those days when we had to fight through the word, that it actually pained me when we were designated to the third world. This is first world, and this is first world stuff, this opera. You could put it anywhere in Europe, anywhere in the Western world. We compare with the international community.
So does it make you a fan of opera now? Can we expect
Absolutely. You think I'll miss any opera? I have been introduced to it, and just this minute I am hooked to it. I have learned to interpret opera. I didn't know you could actually tell a story through opera. You know, because we were so deprived of these things, we never used to come to these institutions. It was a white thing. We didn't understand. I'm one of those who did not even understand the value of opera, you know. And now it has taken a new proportion, a new heights. And I feel we are so elevated, and I'm really so proud of these two young men who have produced this, and proud of Mfundi Vundla, who gave them the opportunity to portray the story in our country, on our soil, our very own daughters and sons. It makes one, it gives me goose flesh.
And funny, I know you also to be a person with a great sense of humor. It was the conductor who said to me, he's not used to doing stories, operas about people who are alive. They're normally dead. It's a peculiar honor, isn't it?
It is. I never thought actually that anyone could be honored, let alone doing an opera after figures who have passed on. I just never thought one could be honored through opera. It's the first experience for me. I don't know if it is the norm with those people who understand opera. But as from today, our whole family is hooked on it. All my daughters are here, and my grandchildren are here. The entire family is here. We are just so sorry that Dada Madiba could not join us, you know. But we will take this to him.
What do you think Madiba would have thought of this?
Oh, he would have loved it. He would have truly loved it, because it's the true history depicted in opera. I was really stunned, you know. I was so surprised that this could be done. It was very educational for me, and I'm sure for the rest of my family. Very, very educational. And I cannot thank them enough.
Thank you, Mama. It's a great honor.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.